Hi everybody, it is my day off, so I figured I'm going to make a video. I am a dog groomer, and I have 3 little foo-foo dogs. And I'm going to make a video today about how I groom my dog. He's almost 17, he's a Maltese Shih Tzu mix, and I would like to take a minute. See this little scrunchie I made him? I have a video on that, how to make those, by the way. I'd like to take a minute to talk to everybody about how often your dog should be groomed. See, that's a tricky subject because every dog is different. There are some dogs, they wear their nails down and they only need them cut like every 6 months. And there's some dogs that need them done every 6 weeks, and there's people that tell you to do it every couple weeks, which is not true because the more you cut them, the more likely you're going to make them bleed. So I wouldn't bother more than once a month. You can do whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm not good with this dog grooming rules. I'm going to tell you what I do with my dogs, and you can do what you want. If you have a long-haired dog, like a Shih Tzu, a Poodle, a Maltese, a Cocker Spaniel, the drop coat dogs, I would say they need to stay on a schedule, because the trick to having a good looking dog with their hair in good shape is to stay ahead of the mats. You let them go a couple months, their hair is just going to get all tangled up. They go outside and they roll in the dirt. They eat poop and it gets stuck in their face. Yes, dogs eat poop. I'm not saying all dogs, I'm saying dogs in general. So I'm looking at him now. He looks awful. Now you might think he looks good, but the thing is, when his hair starts to separate, see, it's like splitting. It's not fluffy anymore. When it starts to separate like this, it's time to do something. Whether you just wash them and brush them out, whether you cut it, but it's time to do something. Now, I know all of you people on Instagram and all of you dog groomers think that dogs should have long hair. Well, I disagree. Because they don't like being on the table, and they don't like being there. They don't like having their hair cut. And so I try to keep in mind what is easiest, fastest, easiest on the dog to get them off this table. So what am I going to do today? When you're thinking about how to cut your dog's hair, you got to think about what makes sense. What kind of hair is it? Am I going to brush it? What's the weather like? Where do you live? If you live on a farm, if you live in an apartment, so there's no one easy answer for how to cut your dog's hair. I'm going to show you what I do with my dogs in the winter. And you're probably not going to like it, and I don't care. So this is a dog groomer's opinion. I've been grooming 30 years. My dogs, okay, so I got to think about the weather. It's cold, it's actually snowing out. So what happens in the snow? They get snowballs. They get clumps of snow stuck in their hair, and it sticks to them, and it's cold. So what I'm doing with him, I'm not taking his body short. I'm leaving his body long, and I do not care what it looks like. Okay? I'm going to shave his legs so they stay clean. I'm going to leave his body so he stays warm. And I'm going to trim up his beard because he gets water and food in his face, and I like their faces short. I'm going to clean his ears. I'm going to wash him. I'm going to put conditioner on him. I'm going to brush him out. I'm going to cut his nails, shave the pads of his feet, and do all that stuff today. And I'm going to dress him up because this is 3 weeks old and he needs something new. So what am I going to do first? I'm just going to take a little bit of hair off his legs. I'm going to put this up here. Oh, and by the way, I have a dog gift shop, and I make dog bandanas, dog coffee mugs, everything with dogs, garden flags. See? There's the dog bandana right there on my coffee mug. And there's my dogs and more bandanas. Now we're drinking coffee while I run my mouth. Okay, I'm going to get my 10 blade and shave his legs real fast. Just want to get this hair off real quick so he dries faster. There are actually a couple people that like this haircut. But most people don't like this haircut because it's weird. It's kind of weird, but it makes perfect sense. I mean, if you think about it, hey, I shave dogs all winter long. People, they just want them short because it lasts longer, but I'm kind of modifying the shaved down haircut with just shaving the legs down. Just taking this hair off his legs real quick. I mean, this haircut makes sense to anybody that has owned a long-haired dog. They have no idea what they look like. So we're going to shave his other two legs and I'll meet you in the bathtub. One very important detail is this thing is still in good shape. I could wash it. Their butt and their private area back here gets peed on and it gets pooped on. So this needs to stay shaved out because it will get matted. Like this area, I would say at least it needs to be shaved once a month. And if you have clippers, like if you can do some grooming in between professional grooming, like if you have clippers with a 10 blade, this is a 10 blade. Let's say you go to the groomers, I don't know, every couple months, however. You could probably go every 3 months with a long-haired dog if you do in-between grooming. Like if you keep them brushed at home, you shave their butts and their male part, and you trim their eyes. If you can do that in between, your haircut is going to last a lot longer. So we shave that, shave his male area, get this hair off because when they pee all over themselves and it just drips in their hair. All right, we're going to get in the bathtub. One thing real quick, I just want to show you that before since his hair is longer, I'm just going to brush him real quick to just separate his hair before I put him in the bathtub. This is going to be like his little jacket. Just to separate it so it's not all clumped up when I wash it, if that makes sense. I got this little guy from a pet store, and no, I do not recommend pet stores, but that's where I got him. Then he was supposed to be a Lhasa Apso, and he wasn't. I had him DNA tested, and he is a Maltese Shih Tzu mix. I already warmed the water up. I usually use my storage bucket to lift up the dogs, but it's my day off and I really don't feel like getting it out. Then I have to wash it. So I'm going to go ahead and load him up with shampoo. See his little tongue? That's because his teeth fell out. Or most of them fell out. He's got a couple left in there. Excuse me. If you take your dog to the groomers and you always wonder why they hate it there, they all hate it there. Even my dog hates it here. I had to hunt him down and bring him over here, and he's been pacing back and forth. He hates it over here. So just because, don't assume that something bad is happening at the groomers just because your dog hates it there. They all hate it here. I mean, something bad might be happening. I'm just saying. That doesn't mean anything. They all shake. Even my dogs shake when I groom them. Okay. So he's getting his face washed, everything washed, his feet nice and clean, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to rinse this off, and I'm going to use conditioner too. Always use conditioner, especially if your dog has long hair. It'll make them nice and soft and easier to brush. Oh yeah, here's a little tip too. If you have a long-haired dog that gets hard eye boogers, when they're in the bathtub, loosen it up. Just kind of use a little water. Loosen it up when they're in the bathtub, and if you're lucky, it'll come right out. Or at least if you loosen it up, you'll be able to, got the conditioner, you'll be able to cut it out later. But you got to get it away from the skin so it's safe to cut. Just drying his face off. I'm going to let him run around for a minute and go crazy, and then I'm going to finish drying him in just a minute. He's going to go crazy. He's going crazy. Oh. Y'all like my boots? The super glittery snow boots. You going to go crazy? Are you going crazy? Let's go. Hold on. Got my fan going to help dry his face, and I am going to go ahead and finish blow drying his body. Don't worry, the heat is on. He's okay. The fan is blowing on me too. Hold on. Stay right there. He's got to be completely dry before his haircut, so we don't have a choice. And he is blind, so I make sure he doesn't jump off the table. I'm going to go ahead and shave his feet with a 30 blade. Real fast because he's not happy. A lot of these older dogs, they can't handle the stress of being groomed anymore. I know. It's terrible. Real quick. This is why a lot of groomers, they don't do older dogs. You see him whining? He's never done that before. I know. I'm going to turn this off. I don't know if that's bothering him, but let me shave his feet real quick. I'm going to give y'all a little tip here. This is just my opinion. If y'all have a dog that's, I would say, probably over 14, I would not take them to a groomer unless it's absolutely necessary. If you can groom them at home because it's too stressful on them. Like, this is my dog, and he knows me, and he's starting to scream. Like, he's never done that before. 16 is extremely old for a dog, and it's just not safe. If you can groom your dog like little bits, like maybe one day you can do their, I can't even lift his foot up. One day you can do their head, maybe the next day you'll brush their tail out and trim it, because these old dogs, they can't handle it anymore. It's like they get senile. Yep, not safe. We're almost done. Hold on. We're almost done with the feet. We're not almost done. See, and he just wants to spin in circles. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hold on. I mean, they have to have a haircut. They're not going to get up every morning and brush their hair and take a bath. I mean, you got to get the hair off. He's got this weird deformed nail on this foot. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, I'm done for now. All right, I went back over his legs real quick. And now I'm just going to trim up his feet real quick. I got my scissors, my nail clippers, comb and a brush. So I'm just going to scissor. Look, he ain't going to be perfect. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to do this super fast before he freaks out. His stupid looking haircut is coming along nicely. So I got his legs shaved and his feet trimmed and his nails cut. And I'm going to spray a little conditioner on him. Because I'm leaving his body long. Actually, guys, if you have a dog that's very sensitive, you can use a pin brush. It's a lot more gentle. I mean, the slicker brush works better, but this old guy is sensitive. But if you have a lot of undercoat, you probably want a slicker brush, but I don't know. It goes through better. I'm going to just do it real quick with this, and I'll go back with my pin brush. I mean, anyway you look at it, dogs, they don't like being groomed, okay? I know some people say their dogs like it, but if they had a choice, if they could go out in the woods and go hunting, or if they could just stand on your table for hours, pretty sure they would go outside instead. Especially if there were some rabbits out there or something to chase. He's going down. All right. Look like you guys going to shake. All right, so I have his belly shaved out, and I'm going to, what am I going to do next? I'm going to trim up under his chest. So I want it short under his chest. See, this haircut serves a purpose. Okay? Keeps him warm and it keeps him clean at the same time, because I'm not turning it around in 5 minutes and cutting this dog's hair. So I'm going to comb it all down. I'm just going to trim out the underneath here, his chest, because even still, things are going to get stuck in here like snowballs. There's snow outside, and he's going to carry in snow. So we're just going to trim it straight around. What are we going to call this? Are we going to call this the turtle shell cut? Do you have the turtle shell cut? I think he likes the turtle shell cut. Just trim it straight around. You're going to be the cutest boy on the internet. I am leaving his body this length. And another thing, I'm not going to brush his tail. So his tail is coming off too. I'm not going to totally shave it bald, but I'm probably going to take about half this off. Hold on. I'm going to come around this side. I'm just going to trim it short. All right, he doesn't like his tail messed with. Do dogs get arthritis in their tail? I always wonder that. Is the tail a part of their spine? A lot of older dogs don't like their tails messed with. Well, a lot of dogs, period, don't like their tails messed with. But I wonder if it's part of their spine, if this gets arthritis too. Excuse me, excuse me. Real quick, and trim it pretty short, just not completely bald. I want this haircut to last. I don't want to have to turn around in a couple weeks and have to cut anything again. Hold on. Give me your tail. Give me your tail. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my 7 skip tooth blade. And just blend this in. Skim off all the straggly hairs. It's not, just so it's not so puffy. I'm going to skim his back in, blend it in. And when the weather gets nice outside, this ridiculous haircut will be going bye-bye. This is just his winter cut. Just skim this off so it's nice and short. All right, I'm working my way around to his head now. I just cleaned his ears. I pulled the hair out and I wiped them out with ear cleaner and a cotton ball. I'm just going to go ahead and trim his ears short. I usually shave his ears, but this time I'm just going to leave them a little bit longer just because it's so cold outside. It's like 29 or something. Comb it all straight down. I got my curved scissors. I'm going to trim them round. I'm using my finger as a guide so I don't cut his ear. There we go. Trim the other one. Just shaving the corners of his eyes out with a 10 blade. This is nice and short so it doesn't grow right back. I'm going to use a number 3 blade on the top of his head because in no time at all it's just going to grow right back over his eyes. So we're just going to shorten this up a little bit right here. My clippers are acting up. All right, I'm going to use the number 7 on his jaw. Everything gets stuck in their hair, their food, their water, everything. So I do not want any hair on his mouth. Just blending this in here. Going to give him a little mustache. Go ahead and take this out. You don't need all this hair back here. His ear flips over or flops over and it's just going to get tangled up. You don't need all that hair under there. Skim that off. Skim that off. Just trimming his eyes. Combing it all forward. Rounding it off. Fluffing his head up and just blending in his head with his ears. Really want the eyes short because, like I said, in a couple weeks, it's all going to be grown back over his eyes. I'm going to take all this out. He's got a little wart or growth there, so I'm just going to kind of scissor around it. Hold on. I'm going to come underneath and just trim this hair away. He's got a little wart under there too. I got to be careful. There we go. Pull this hair out from his mouth because they always pull their hair in with their tongue. This can be very dangerous if they lick at the wrong time, like that. Make him a little mustache here. Stop that. I thought I cut a dog's tongue the other day. Scared me to death, but it didn't bleed. But that dog, it licked as soon as I went to snip its mouth with the scissors, trim its hair, snip its mouth. It licked, and oh my God, I thought I cut its tongue, but I didn't. That was close. He is ready to go. I'm just double checking his head, make sure it's blended in. Going to dress him up. You stay right there. You stay right there. Hold on. All right, I got my baby wipe, and I'm going to wipe him down with a little bit more conditioner, just a little bit. Get a little water, make sure his eyes are nice and clean, wipe his eyes out, and he is ready to run around on the ground and act like a maniac. Okay? Now, I think I already said it, but I have a little bandana shop. I make gift shop. I make dog stuff, right? So I made this little bandana. It's got a teddy bear and tennis balls. Isn't that cute? I printed that out. And I think you deserve it. So we're going to dress him up in this. Super cute. Now we can make a video. Why do I give my dog a stupid haircut? This is why. See? It makes sense. He's going to be nice and warm. His face is short. I don't have to brush his tail. He's got a little bit left on his tail. His legs will stay clean. And he has to wear his jacket all winter long. Let's put him on the floor and see if he goes crazy. Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? He's waiting. You want a treat? I think I got a little one in here. No, I think it's all of it. He doesn't have any teeth left. Let me get the baby one. Thanks for watching. Consider this haircut next time you go to the groomer. They won't like it.